we all have the same emotions. There are certain things when you come to person school, you're going to be a person. If you look at the movie Beetlejuice and you look at when they're on the other side, there's that football team and all this crazy stuff. I think it really can be like that on the other side too. There can be unconscious and you're exactly who you were when you passed over. But we have to practice growth. We have to try. And we have to say, this is hard. This is going to be hard. But damn it, I'm going to do it. I'm going to force my personality to look at all of this stuff. Maybe not all at the same time, I hope, because we people, we're all in people school. We have the same emotions. We all want the same thing: peace of mind, a safe place to live. We want food, shelter, clothing, potable water, the right medicinal compounds. We want community. We want leaders who are honest. We all want these impossible things to have right now, but we are all working towards that, and that's what's weird. It looks like all we do is fight, but we're really fighting ourselves.
Why does it feel like it's taking so long? Shouldn't we know ourselves by now?
I wish, I wish. We come in these bodies, right? Been here thousands of times. Then we have a new body with new emotions, new things to deal with. And it's supposed to be hard because we are spiritualizing matter. When you get something, say, oh my God, I got that. You have spiritualized that situation. You brought into your life and your emotions a piece of God's wisdom that the emotional body had run away with, and it's been toxic. I don't think that's ever really going to change for 100,000 years. I don't know how many years. So we better just suck it up and do it. I just don't know. It helps for me when Spirit said to me a couple weeks ago, you all want the same things.
That is reassuring, even if it doesn't seem that way right off the bat.
Well, we've been raised in different families and different cultures, different socioeconomic benefits or drought. We just don't see things the same way because there is so much inequity and disparity in this world. It's what we have come to. We are straightening it out, but it is slow. It is two steps forward and one back. I have no answer to that, except in my mind to try to remember and remind myself that the day of declaration is guaranteed to happen. It's already happened on the higher realms. In the spiritual realm, it now filters into the mental, then into the emotional, and then into the physical world. It really is coming. So if I can live my day more like that and say, I invoke to be my beloved. I want to talk to myself during the day and go, it's okay. Well, now I am dry. I'm going to go into town. I ask for protection with that, or I'm coming home. Thank you for, bringing the light to me while I was out in the world. People going to work. I think there's ways of we can not get so thrown by externals. And this is just my way of doing that, of not being thrown. I was thinking about that. I took a little short walk up to the end of the driveway because I've been sitting working on this piece of art for 2 days. And I'm walking and thinking, it's really windy. Really, really windy. And that's unusual for Western Montana. Eastern Montana, oh my God, it's windy. But I thought, that's what it's not a pleasant walk because of this heavy wind. And that's how the emotions are. That we get thrown by the wind of emotions and affected by externals. Other people say this happened, we stubbed our toes, something went wrong at work. This is the way things work. So the more we can build a spiritual bank account to be able to pull from that when needed and to have somewhat of a dialogue during the day, I think, with the self so that we don't have all of these externals in our head running our emotions.
You're reminding me that all growth and development and peace of mind really just comes from within.
It really does because that's where, that's the soul. That is the soul. There's the heart that you know of, the left-hand side of your chest. Then more in the middle of your chest, you have what's called the right-handed heart. That's your spiritual heart. It's in the etheric body, and that's where your soul lives. Everything comes from there. Everything does. Love comes from the solar heart. Electricity comes from the central sun. Electricity is love manifested in that form. It comes from out there. So we access it and we drop it down to an energy field that we can use. And that love that you have for yourself, nobody can take that from you. These internals, nobody can take that. And to me, that's a precious thing.
It's so precious. And it just fills you with hope when you're caught up in the externals and you realize that no one can take the love that's right inside you.
Well, and then what do we do with it? We have this love and we want to share and express it and collaborate creatively, express love for those that we care about, that we have relationships with. So it's not made to stay inside us all the time, but it's like this little hum that's always there. And it goes outside of the body, it goes into your auric field, your energy field. And it's eternal. It never runs out. That's what's cool about it, is that love is the only thing that has no beginning or end. Hate has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And my theory about hate is that when we hate something or somebody, it's really not because of what they did to us, it's what we want to do back. That's the hate. So Jesus has said, resolve this immediately with your enemy. Why? Not because your enemy is so wonderful to you. You do that so that it can't be used by dark forces because it's an energy field. Our tendency is something hurts us, we want to hurt it back. That's the reptilian brain, that's, a survival mechanism. But we're better than that. And we are being asked now to control our emotions, to control them enough so that you know how you feel. And when you can control your emotions to feel and to be conscious of those feelings, you can find a better outlet for them.
What can people do if their enemies don't want to find a resolution?
Well, we don't always find resolutions. Look at what the world is. I think it depends on the relationship, I think. When my husband and I lock into a marital spat, we've learned to look for common ground. We don't agree on everything. We're not. We're not joined at the hip. We're two different human beings. We look for what does each person really, really value. Now, sometimes you should not back down.